Hello, hello, hello. Mamacitas, how are you? I feel like I haven't made a dedicated video for the Mami Diaries little series we have going on in a while now. It's been a hot minute. And there are some things I want to talk to you about and get your thoughts on, get some ideas, just brainstorm a bit with you. So, I guess we'll just jump right into it, and I'll give a little bit of context into why I've been thinking about it so much lately. So the first thing, or the main thing I guess I really want to chat about, is how you have found yourself, or redefined yourself after having a baby. Obviously, your life completely changes after having kids. That's just how it is. You are now responsible for a literal human being. Their life is in your hands. Huge responsibility. And I feel like, although motherhood can give you a huge sense of purpose, and it's normal for that, that's your life now, I feel like it can also be you're also losing yourself in a sort of way. I feel like I've read before that when you become a mom, you also grieve your past self. You become someone new, and I wish I had the words. I wish I had the right words to be able to explain what I'm trying to say. It is amazing to become a mom, but I feel like it is so easy to lose yourself, and you kind of mourn that you're no longer the same person. And while I think that, for me specifically, I like to think it's better that I became a mom. I'm a better version of myself. My daughter makes me want to be a better version of myself. It can also feel a little lonely, and you start wondering, who am I? You lose your sense of identity if the only way you're able to define yourself is by the title mom. And so I feel like it's important as a mom to still be more than just that. I want my daughter to know that she can still be anyone or anything she wants to be, even after becoming a mom. Obviously, it looks different. Your life changes, but I feel like you shouldn't. You still want to have a personality and interests and be happy, and it's okay and normal to find joy in addition to your kids. You want to have something outside of that also that brings you joy. So I feel like I don't have a good answer for this and how to do it, and so I want to pick your brain a little bit on what you do to stay, sane. And I don't mean I go out partying every single weekend and that's how I stay fun and alive. No, I'm more so looking at how do you treat yourself? How do you allow yourself to have some time for self-care? Because I think when your whole life is your kids, it's easy to forget that you're your own person and you have your own wants and needs. And I don't know about you, but I lose my patience if I am just with my daughter 24/7. And that sounds bad. My daughter's amazing and funny and sweet and caring, but it can be a lot, having someone depend on you literally 24/7. And I get that you're a mom, that's your life now, but I think it's important for caregivers to also have a minute to take a step back and not have to worry about anyone needing anything from them. So for me, what I have started doing is I have started going to some Pilates classes. I have a friend who's really into working out, and she had invited me to a yoga class or something in another gym that was kind of far from where we live, and we were carpooling there, and on the way back she was telling me that they opened up a Pilates young, I remember my older sister was really into those workouts, and she had like videos. It was like DVDs of workouts, and we would watch. I would join her, and we would do some type of like Pilates, like that. But the reformer was a completely new experience for me. I'm also not super in shape, so just having something to like exercise is good. But yeah, the first time I did it, I didn't feel like it was a really tough workout. Like I wasn't sore the next day or anything, but I felt like it was more of a like mental workout. I had to tell myself like, no, you can do this. This is different. You're outside of your comfort zone, but you're doing great. Like keep trying it. But now that I've gone to more classes, I feel like the instructor was just going easy on us because everyone who signed up for the class that day, it was their first time. Because the second and third time I went, I was like super sore. But I ended up buying like a 10 class pass after that, and I'm currently going now once a week. And I still, if I'm being honest, feel guilty about like going home from work that day and try to get like dinner started or whatever. But I still feel guilty when I tell my husband like, all right, like I'm going to the class, have fun, like I'll see you guys later. And I come home and he's already put our daughter to bed because it is a late class. But I have noticed that I am more refreshed and happier when I have had just that 1 hour to go do a little workout class and I don't have to worry about a single thing. I am curious to hear for any dads who are still watching this, if dads feel the same way about parenthood, if they feel like they're a different person. I feel like life changes for a dad as well, but maybe not in the same way that it does for our mom. But obviously I don't know both sides. But I am, and have been encouraging my husband to find a hobby as well. He really loves like playing golf and sports in general. He's pretty athletic. So I think he might try to set up some time to do that more, but I think it's really important for each parent to have, I don't know, something for them, right? So I would love to hear if you practice any form of self-care. Do you journal or get your nails done every 2 weeks? That's what a mom that I saw over the weekend, she mentioned like that's the one thing she kept doing, and her husband are like totally on the same page that every 2 to 4 weeks she has her nail appointment, and that's what she just does. She goes there and doesn't have to worry about anything. So yeah, I'm curious about that. And the second thing that I guess kind of falls into this like topic, this like little subtopic, I guess, is how have you gotten to a point where you feel comfortable with your postpartum body? I know this is all super like vulnerable, so I appreciate if you guys feel comfortable enough opening up and sharing your experience. But I am 2 years postpartum now. Is that even a thing? Is that how I say it? I have a 2-year-old daughter. And while I think that my body is very similar to what it was like pre-pregnancy, in the terms of like a number on a scale, I guess, I do not feel like my body is the same. I know it's not the same. It's not the same. Even if the weight on the scale or the number on the scale is similar. And it just takes getting used to, I guess. But I want to know, like, do you ever get to the point where you feel comfortable in your body? Because I am not there yet. And I don't think about it most days. I think mostly because for work, Monday to Friday, I don't have to worry about what clothes I'm putting on or what clothes I have to pick out. We have essentially a uniform. I have to wear jeans, steel-toed shoes, and like a company t-shirt. So it's really easy to just put that on and you're good to go. But like come the weekend, or especially when we are packing to go somewhere for the weekend or on a trip, like I want to cry anytime I'm trying to put together an outfit. I've never really had like a good fashion sense or sense of style. Like I don't know. But now I especially have no sense of style, and I feel like when you are well put together, like you look good, you feel good, right? I remember in high school, whenever I had a big exam, I would want to like straighten my hair or like dress cute or put on makeup or whatever, because I felt more confident when I was like well put together. And you know, so on a daily basis, I don't do that with work. Like I don't do my hair. I literally just put it up in a bun, or put on any makeup, but it hasn't bothered me too much. But the weekends or when I'm going anywhere, like I want to look cute and I just don't feel cute. I'll literally try on, like especially when I'm packing for a longer trip, I'll try on all these different like outfits that I have planned out in my head or based off like Pinterest inspiration, and then I put them on and it just doesn't look right on me, and my body is just not the same as before pregnancy. And I don't know, I really want to just I want to sort through literally everything in my closet, and I would love to just give away every single piece of clothing I have on there and start fresh, but I cannot do that. I am starting to like shop a little bit more, but I don't know where to start. I did have like a little moment this weekend. One of my sister-in-law's friends won an Instagram contest. You know, those contests where they say like post this on your story and tag 3 friends for a chance to win 15% off or this free bag or whatever it may be. And she won one of those for this little boutique called Baubles and Lace, I think. And this store specifically opened a couple months ago, and they were having a contest where if you won, which my sister-in-law's friend did, you could have like a group of your friends come over in the store and have like a styling session, and if you bought anything that day you would get 15% off. And so we went, she invited me to go with them, which was nice. She invited me to go with them, which was super, super nice. And so we went, like on a Saturday morning before the store opened up, so it was just like us. It was me and like 4 other women, and they had like some mimosas and like little cinnamon rolls and stuff. And then they told us like, okay, go around the store and pick out, you know, just some stuff you like, and we'll start like a fitting room for you. So we were going around the store, and I don't know what I like anymore. I don't know what looks good on me, and I'm like hesitant. But I picked out a couple outfits, and I like I also, not outfits, I picked a couple like article of clothing, and including some jeans and stuff, and like it was like jean skirt and stuff. And then, you know, it's like a really small kind of boutique. I think they only had like 3 fitting rooms, but we like kind of would take turns. And so when it was like your turn, the lady helping us, there was like 2, I think one was the owner, but she would like say, okay, let's start off with this skirt, like let me go find a top that I think would look cute with it. So I would put it on. The first one was actually like the most impressionable one for me. It was literally just a pair of jeans that I wanted to try on. So she got me just a plain like tank top, like with the thicker straps, but just like a plain tank top. And so I put on the jeans and the tank top, and I walk out of the room and just like, okay, like let's jazz it up a bit. So she gives me just like a little gold necklace. She puts a belt on, and the belt, she like, you know, was telling me other belts are like pretty long, but it's because I like to fold, like to do a little knot. So she does this little like this little knot. cute, and like I was obsessed. Like I loved it. I was ready to buy everything. And then I had a couple. I only picked a couple pieces of clothing, but the other ones I picked out were more like going out outfits, like literally a little black dress, like a black little skirt, another like brown skirt. Like I don't know what I was thinking because I don't go out anymore. I never really did much. But even with that, like, you know, it'd be a cute clothes, a cute little outfit, but the simplicity of just like, okay, you're wearing this like all black outfit, let's put some red shoes with it and this cute little purse and some like bracelets, and like it just took it to the next level. Yeah, so after that I ended up only buying the jeans. The store was kind of pricey even with the discount, and like I felt like the tank top, I could find that somewhere else. Although I don't know, I am debating on going back to buy it, just because it felt like really nice quality. But point is, I only bought the jeans, but I left the store like, okay, if I want to feel better about myself, like I can automatically boost up how I feel by like styling a little bit. And I don't know about you, but I get all these videos on like TikTok and Instagram about wearing versus styling. And so, you know, you have the girl walking all or standing there upset in her clothes, and then she styles it, and she's all like confident and standing up straight and has her hair done and her necklace and like bracelets and whatever. So it felt like that. But I never like really paid much attention to it until, you know, this little styling session. So that same day I ended up buying a belt, a purse, and like shoes from somewhere else. But it like, I don't know, it just made me think like, okay, if I put in a little bit more effort into these outfits with accessorizing, like maybe that will make me feel a little bit better. But I don't know. I've also been getting a lot of stuff on my TikTok about like dressing for your body type, which I definitely have like a very rectangular body type. I'm petite with a rectangle body type. And even then, like the videos that come up, I love seeing like, oh my gosh, this girl looks so much better in these type of jeans versus those type of jeans, but I don't know how to like implement that on myself, and I'm trying to get inspiration and like look up little tips and tricks, but it's like not clicking. And I also so I got a color analysis done. I was getting a bunch of TikTok stuff for that as well, like find out your color palette so you feel like most confident. And I asked my husband to buy me a virtual like consultation. I can't remember if it was for my birthday or like one of our anniversaries or something. I think it was my birthday. But with the package that we got, or that he bought me, you just send pictures of yourself, like you want to have kind of like a neutral background with good natural light, and you drape an article of clothing, and she tells you a list of all the different types of colors that you need to try out. So you drape that color over yourself, and it could be like a towel or a sweater or whatever, and you take a picture, and so you submit this huge file of pictures over to them, and then they'll analyze it, and then they'll ask you again for some more pictures of either different colors or whatever it may be, and then at the end they tell you what color palette you fall under. And I am a clear winter, I think. I don't know, don't quote me on that. It's something winter, bright winter. Is that the same thing? I don't know. Clear, I think it's a clear winter. And so it tells you on there, like, you look best in these types of colors, and versus, you know, try to avoid these colors because it'll wash you out. And so I feel like all of this is just me trying to feel confident again. And yeah, I guess that's it. Just trying to feel confident again, and finding myself in this motherhood journey. So we'll see. The styling session kind of gave me a little bit of hope that I can still look cute. So I think over the next, few weeks, I'll just keep implementing what I have learned. And, if I am buying clothes or, where was I going to go with that? I'm just going to try to, spice up outfits a little bit by accessorizing, and I feel like that can be something super basic. I don't have to go and buy a bunch of things. I can use what I already have, but I'm going to make more of an effort to actually do that. Again, I think if you look good, you feel good. I feel like after you have a baby, your body is no longer yours. I don't know if anyone else felt like that, especially moms who decided to breastfeed, but I remember going to my daughter's pediatrician's office. It's, our 2-week checkup or 1-week checkup or whatever it may be, and the doctor asked me to show her how I'm breastfeeding, and I'm, showing her, and they just are touching me and holding me holding like this and move your body like that, and just in that minute I felt so I'm just not a person anymore. I'm just a feeding machine. Which I didn't feel like that later on. Once we got into the groove of things, I felt like it was a really big blessing to be able to breastfeed my daughter, but just that moment really sticks with me and just kind of set the tone for life after a baby. Just I'm no longer my own person, and my body is no longer mine. And even now that she is older, I'm still learning how to reclaim myself. Does that make any sense? I'm learning how to feel confident in my body, and with how I look. Obviously I do not look the same after having a baby, especially after breastfeeding. So I'm just learning how to I don't know, fall in love with myself again. This sounds depressing. But I'm really hopeful that other moms out there can kind of relate, or else this is going to be awkward. But yeah, just learning to appreciate my body for having grown a baby and bringing a baby here and raising a child, and I do think that there is more within my control than I give myself credit to, kind of. I can't say that I want to look a certain way, but then keep doing the same things I'm doing and expect to feel any different. So I think that going to Pilates will help me. I don't want my body to, obviously I want my body to look a certain way, but me going to Pilates isn't necessarily so I look super fit and toned. I don't think I'm gonna get that, but it's so I feel stronger and more confident. Even if physically there isn't a difference, emotionally and mentally, I want there to be a shift in that mentality and have newfound appreciation for my body. And I think that when you feel that way towards yourself, you put in more of an effort too. So I think that that's where all of the the styling versus wearing and all of that will just all kind of play into each other, if that makes sense. So I know this was a very long ramble. I appreciate you listening. I think that's kind of all that I wanted to talk about. If you have anything else that you want me to ramble on about, or any questions you have, whether that be motherhood related, life related, career chatting with you. This is also another form of self-care for me because it brings me a lot of joy to hopefully help you